Hey, Brendan Compton, back here at the deer farm. It's finally springtime, and it actually feels like it. We've had, in the last couple of weeks, we've had below freezing temperatures. In fact, it was 28 overnight, I think, and we've already been into the 80s. Wind has been beating us up last week. Had a day where it was like gusts were over 50 miles an hour all day long. It just knocked limbs down and beat up shade cloth in the deer pen, and it's just a pain. But today it's nice. It's, I don't know, 70 degrees and not a whole lot of wind. So I had the TYM Tractor, the T474, out working, cleaning out a spot. I'm going to put some gravel down so I can park my implements on the gravel instead of them sitting in the dirt, the grass growing up, and one place to kind of consolidate all the implements. So I was digging the topsoil off and clearing out brush and junk. Anyway, I got done. I thought, well, I'll clean out the air filter and get the loader greased and do some maintenance items. And I remembered that there's a modification I did actually a long time ago that I haven't gotten a chance to video, and it's a really simple one. So I thought, well, I got a minute, I'll just record this and maybe give somebody an idea of how to make their tractor better. But anyway, one of the things that's missing on at least the T474, my guess is many of the TYM models, if not all of them, is a stop for the 3-point lever. So typically a tractor, you've got your 3-point lever and an adjustable stop forward of the lever. So let's say you're using a finish mower, right? That you want that mower deck to ride on the ground, but the pivot links at the front, you kind of want level. So there's room for the mower to pivot down, and there's room for the mower to pivot up. So it'll just kind of float. Well, if you have to lift the mower up and go back down to that position, it's nice if you have a repeatable position to go to. And that's where that 3-point stop is nice. The TYM 474 anyway doesn't have one. I knew pretty quickly that this is something I'm going to have to fix, and like I normally do, I made something with what I had. So it might not be the perfect, flashiest looking thing in the world, but it's what I had, and it's a quick modification that, depending on what you're doing with your tractor, it's going to be worth your time to rig this up. Tractor's been good. I haven't had any issues with it. If you've followed along with some of the other videos, I'm not a fan of the 3-point mechanism. The geometry is not great. It doesn't meet the ISO standard that I would assume most manufacturers attempt to meet as far as the geometry goes and implement movement. It's also really jerky as you lift the lever. It's really hard to finesse anything as you're lifting it. Now, fortunately, going down, it's fine, or it seems to be fine. So using a stop for a repeatable position works fine. If you were trying to do a repeatable position going up, I think you're going to have trouble with the valve in this tractor. But regardless, the stop has been nice for brush hogging, finish mowing, even disking. If I'm trying to just disc real lightly, just to break up the very top surface, it's nice to just get to the end of a row, raise the lever, spin around and drop it to that stop instead of having to look back and try to finesse that when, again, going down is fine, but if you have to go back up to reset, the implement's going to jump, and at least on this vintage of this model. Anyway, I'll bring the camera in and I'll show you what I did. So if we come around on this side of the tractor, here's your 3-point lever, and there's a stop. So it's pretty handy. It's all the way forward right now. Loosen the nut, set it wherever I need it, and there's my new stop. Works well. Best of all, it's easy to make. So I'll take it apart and we'll go in the shop and I'll show you what I've done. There's the parts. Like I said, it's pretty simple. Let me grab something real quick. So like I said, I made this with what I had. So there might be an easier way to do it with more exact parts, but I'll show you what I did, and if you can make it better, more power to you. So we'll start out, I've got a 5/16 bolt. It's a 2-inch 5/16 24 or whatever the thread, 5/16 18, whatever, coarse threaded bolt. Lock washer, probably wouldn't hurt to have a washer in there too, but lock washer and a nut. And that's all attached to a piece of channel. Now this happens to be aluminum. It was just a standard channel. I had to bend these two legs inward. The way that this works is you have your 3-point lever here, your gear shift knob here, and between those two is a piece of sheet metal that's got a radius. So it kind of creates a channel that these legs of this channel ride into. So you kind of have, you know, a leg comes up and over this one, leg comes up and over this one that contain this mechanism. So as it is that way, you know, this dimension between these two legs has to be pretty close to fit that channel and slide without binding. So channel iron is actually a 1.5 inch by 3/4 channel. If it wasn't before, that's what I cut it to, but it's about 1 3/8 inches long. This piece, 1 3/8 inches this way. I wouldn't want to go a lot longer than that because, well, I'll show you. I would say 1 1/4 to 1 3/8 inches is going to work fine. Of course, it's got a hole drilled in it. That hole is a 1/2 inch from one end of the channel. Now, you can see these legs are bent inward. I just did that in the vise to meet that spacing. And what that amounts to, if you go to the outside edge of here to the outside edge of this one, it looks like it's about 1 1/4 inches. Yeah, 1 1/4 inches outside to outside on these legs. So however that needs to happen, maybe you can get 1 1/4 inch channel and you don't have to bend it at all. That would be better. But I used what I had. And again, you don't see this. It really doesn't matter how you get to that dimension. But that's what it needs to be, at least on my tractor. 1 1/4 inch outside to outside on the short legs of the channel. So you drill your hole, lock washer nut to make this all one piece. This will go underneath the platform of the tractor, and on top you get a washer. And what began life as whatever you want to call this thing, a threaded knob, because these legs are so long, they were hitting a lever. If I'm trying to tighten the stop with the lever in the down position, this kind of got in the way. So I just went to the bandsaw and cut those legs off. So I like this better. This could be whatever. Something that you can loosen by hand, not just another nut. But however you got to do that, it's going to work just fine. That's it. So we'll go out and install this thing and take another close look at it. All right, so I'm going to try to do this where you can see it. Not that it's rocket science. So the bolt is not centered in the channel. I did that so I had a couple different options, and there's 100 different ways to do this. It's just what I did. So I'm going to put the long side of the channel facing toward the lever. It's a little bit of a trick, get this channel underneath, but once it's there. So the reason I put the long side going toward the lever is it gives me room to adjust this knob while the lever is down against the stop. I can still turn the knob. You could go the other way, but then you're going to have to back the lever off before you can turn this knob. Washer goes on top. Threaded knob above that. Honestly, this bolt wouldn't have to be this long, but it's fine. Okay, So that's all the way in the down position, and it still has room. I'm not impeding the lever movement at all. So let's say I'm setting my mower height. I'll run this stop up a ways and just leave it just a little bit snug. I'll drop my mower, you know, bump it to where I want it. Okay, right there is good. Twist this tight. Now, as I move, you know, I'll raise my mower. Say I need to raise it to go through a ditch or whatever. Spin around, start going, and just drop that down. And I'm just going to go to the same place every time. When I'm done, loosen the knob, pull it down out of the way, and I've got full travel again. It's as simple as that. I mean, when you need a stop, you need a stop, and no more work than this takes to throw it together is well worth it. Well, that's pretty much that. Like I said, it's a really easy thing to make. You can take advantage of having that stop using lots of different implements. Now, I've done several modifications on this tractor, and I think some people have gotten the impression that I don't like the tractor, which isn't true. It's definitely not perfect. And of course, no tractor is. If they built a perfect tractor for my operation, first of all, it would have to be custom built, and because of that, it would cost way too much money. So they try to make a tractor that fits as many different operations as possible. But even if a tractor was 99% perfect, I'm still going to try to fix that 1% if I can do it without it costing me a ton of money. Just because I'm always trying to make things better. In this case, you know, there are several things that can be done to this model that, in my opinion, make it a better tractor, at least for me. I've tried to show some of that stuff, some of the easy modifications. I've still got more that are done, not because I think the tractor isn't good enough, but because I think I can make it better. And there's lots of videos out there. Interestingly enough, I think they're starting to show some of the negatives of each model, some of the things that could be better. But there's not a lot of how to improve the model or things you can do to make it better, to fix some of the deficiencies or modify it to better fit your operation. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm no tractor expert. I guess you could say I'm a jack of all trades because everything I do is a little bit different. So I encounter things differently than some folks might. For example, some people might love the fact this tractor has Bluetooth speakers. I would have much rather had a parking brake light that lights up when the brake is set. We're all a little bit different. But that's the best thing about YouTube is, you know, somebody can get on there and see someone else modify their tractor, make it better, or bring up ways to use their tractor that they never thought of. So anyway, it's a nice day outside. I'll probably get back to work, and hopefully here soon I'll get a chance to video some of the other things I've done to improve this tractor. But in the meantime, I'm going to get back at it. So I'll catch you next time.